All right.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a Week 11 preview of Coach Football Talk. I am your host, the one with the most, the voice of the Gulf Coast, Seneca Hampton, aka Bingo Media, and I'm joined by the incomparable Matt Stats of Coach Football. Matt, what's going on, buddy?
Yeah, as you can see, I'm my game day attire on up here at Jones, fixing to call Gulf Coast at 6:30. Kickoff at 7. They're in a must-win over Jones to make the playoffs. If they lose, their season is done. They're ranked 6th in the nation, and their season will be done if they don't win tonight. So I feel good, but yeah, that's 103.1. Usually Ocean Springs carries, that has Ocean Springs on that station, but we are actually preempting Ocean Springs for Gulf Coast Bulldog football. So that's what I'm fixing to be doing. But so if anybody at games, tag Coach Football, and I'll tweet the game updates while I'm broadcasting the game. As there are 9 games tonight, or actually 10.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can hear me with the music
Yeah,
playing over. But so yeah, George County. I know you got the George County gear on, and your heart's in both places.
you see the Gaucher shirt underneath.
Gaucher has a big
I'm
one.
I'm going to Pascagoula, so I gotta, I gotta make sure I got my DNA in them. They take DNA over there.
There you go. Yes, that is one of the games. I'll run over the games real quick for the games tonight. You're gonna have Stone at East Central. East Central's
Hold on,
done.
Matt. Before you do that, let me pay our bill, our sponsor, and then I bring in our guests. So y'all can take over for that because I'm headed to my son's baseball game. I gotta coach that before I go over to War Memorial. So
okay.
All right. This Week 9 episode of Coach Football Talk is proudly sponsored by MJ's Home Services. When it comes to home repair and renovation, MJ's is the MVP of the game. From fixing that leaky roof to transforming your space, they have got the winning play. Check out MJ's Home Services Facebook page to kickstart your home improvement journey, where no job is too small or too big. Plus, they're fully insured, giving you peace of mind. A big thanks to MJ's for being our Week 9 sponsor and making your homes a champion. Shout out to MJ's Home Service, our sponsor, man. What up, Jay?
What's going on, y'all?
Man, we can't hear shit you got going on out there, man. How you expect to get on here kind of like you at Mardi Gras?
Is that better?
No.
Yeah, I can hear. Yeah.
All right. Well, look, I'm finna sign out. Let you and Matt have it. I'm finna go to my son's game, man. So, y'all got it.
All right. Will do. So he's gone. You can hear me, Jason? Okay. I'm fixing to run over the game.
Hey, they got it playing loud here. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it loud?
No. No, it's not loud.
I turned the background off, so.
All right. Yeah, like me, I'm in the booth, so hopefully you can hear me.
I can hear you good.
Jones. But I was going to run over the games for
tonight. Go ahead.
We have Stone at East Central. Stone needs to win and have help from Van Cleve to beat Wayne County to get into playoffs. And Wayne County, of course, is at Van Cleve. That's the game you're at. We'll circle around back to that game. We have West Harrison at Long Beach. Both of their seasons are done after tonight. Have West Harrison winning there. Gaucher and Laurel between the bricks. The winner gets the region title. I have Gaucher winning on the road up at Laurel, 34-28.
What you got to score on that one?
I have 34-28 Gaucher.
That's going to be a tough game right there, Matt. That's between the bricks. We were up there a couple weeks ago, and that's a tough environment.
Yes, Laurel coming off that win. Laurel coming off the loss against Wayne County last week. So, and Gaucher's been riding high. They jumped into our top 10 finally after last week's win. So, we obviously hope Gaucher wins at Laurel.
Well,
that is hard to play.
With all what happened last week with Van Cleve winning, Gaucher winning, Wayne County beating Laurel, that was major. Like it absolutely. We'll come back around like you said, but like if Wayne County, actually, there's more on this game tonight for Wayne County than there is any other game. Wayne County wins tonight. Stone County wins, or Stone County loses, and Laurel loses. Wayne County actually goes to the second seed.
Man, yeah.
But if they lose tonight, and Stone wins, they're out of the playoffs.
Yeah. So it's a lot. Either way, a lot to gain, or you could be out. So
yes, lot.
That is. We'll move up to the 6A. You have Hancock, 7th ranked at Picayune. Picayune's already won the region title. They're going to host a round 1 playoff game next week. Hancock is the 4th seed. They can't improve, so I'm assuming the starters are probably going to play and get the momentum, instead of sit them. But I have Picayune winning that game.
Hancock didn't do real good. Hancock didn't do good in district. I was actually really surprised, and they got to have to get some momentum going into the playoffs. So it's going to be a short playoff for them.
Yes, they certainly do, with Moran and the running back and wide receiver there, and Acker. So, yeah, I still have Picayune winning at home against Hancock as the music has subsided up here in the press box at Jones. George County at Pascagoula, both teams are in the playoffs. That's for the 2nd seed, and the first and 2nd seed get a home playoff game from round 1. So, George County would like to play at home on that grass next week. If they lose, they'll go on the road. Pascagoula will stay at home. I picked George County to win, even though weeks ago I had predicted that somehow Pascagoula would get the 2nd seed, and yet I'm going against my pick, what I pre-picked it before the region. But I have George County winning. They lost last week to Picayune. Pascagoula beat West Harrison last week.
One thing about the games against George County is every quarterback sees Deuce Knight, Notre Dame commit. They want to outplay him. They want to say, I'm going to put up numbers. If he's going to Notre Dame, let's see. I can guarantee you, Silas Cordair, he's going to go out there and be like, there's a reason why I'm leading. Why I put up 5 scores. I'm setting records. I went under the radar, and for him to go in there tonight and get a win against Deuce, I mean that's big for quarterbacks right now. They're playing against a kid that's been, he's already committed to Notre Dame. So there's a lot of stuff that rides on those games when you're playing against somebody like a Deuce Knight.
Yes, and Silas got the record last week, over Shane Matthews for most touchdown passes. So congratulations to him there. We'll move up to the already did. All right, we'll move up to the 7A, which we're going to have Biloxi at D'Iberville. D'Iberville hasn't had a great season. They're 3-6, 1-3 in region play. They host Biloxi, who's 2-2 and 5-5 overall. The winner of this game will make the playoffs. So as bad as D'Iberville's been struggling, they've gotten enough wins to where they win here at home against Biloxi. They will make the playoffs, and Biloxi will be out. I have Biloxi winning 30-22. Biloxi has struggled on the road, 1-4 in road games. Well, the Warriors are 1-3 at home. So, we'll see what team shows up tonight.
So the winner of this game goes to the playoffs. Loser goes home.
Yes.
Either way.
Yes.
Wow. I can promise you, those seniors are gonna leave it all on the field tonight. There might be helmets and cleats and shoelaces and all that.
Yes, because the other 3 teams are set, in which Ocean Springs is one of them. But the game right before that, 5th-ranked Gulfport, who was coming off that loss to Ocean Springs last week, goes to Harrison Central, who's 2-2. Gulfport's 3-1. The winner of that game will get the number 2 seed and will get a round 1 home playoff game. So Gulfport, can go on from almost winning the region last week to playing a road playoff game coming up next week. If they lose at Harrison Central lost at Biloxi last week, which I had picked them to win, but I have Gulfport winning tonight 39-20 at Harrison Central. So this is a new matchup that's normally not at the end of the season, but they changed it this year. They normally play Biloxi, but it's a new tradition as Gulfport goes to Harrison Central. And both of those teams are in the playoffs. This is for the 2nd seed in the playoffs. And then the last game is St. Martin, who's 0-4. They haven't won a game this year. They're on a 16-game losing streak. Somehow they can go in there and beat Ocean Springs, who's 4-0, 8-1. They're the number 1 team on the coast in the rankings. I have Ocean Springs winning 47-15. I see they probably, would think that the Greyhounds would put in some backup players later on in the game. They're going to host a playoff game next week, and Coach Bramlett and company, they know what they're doing over there, and we'll see how that game goes. Ocean Springs should definitely win, but St. Martin, this is their last game for all the seniors tonight in every game that are not going to the playoffs. So, you would think Ocean Springs would handle St. Martin, as they should tonight. So those are all the games, 14 games in total this week. I do want to touch just briefly on the playoff games, which are Friday night. In 4A, you have Lanier at Poplarville, you have Richland at Pasquistan, and Bay High at Macomb. That's in 4A. 3A, just one team, St. Stanislaus will host Crystal, and 1A, French Camp Academy will be at Resurrection. We'll probably go over those games tomorrow, but those that have 5 playoff games that are starting tomorrow night in those regions. So we still got a few minutes, before our game, before we go on the air, and your game at Van Cleve. How's the atmosphere there at Van Cleve? You had another home game.
Well, I'm going to kind of give y'all a little look. It's senior night. It's senior night here, so stands are packed. Everybody's out here. There's everybody. Wayne County's out here on the field. Big trip for them down here. So there's a lot at stake. With Wayne County, they can go as high as second on the playoffs, or not even make the playoffs. Van Cleve's got senior night. We're fighting for a 3 or 4 seed. So there's just a lot of Wayne County really put a big stir in the 5A this year when they won that big game against Laurel. And man, I tell you what, Gaucher's going to be the team to beat. They've got it all going. They've got it all going their way. As far as really Solomon Baggett, he's been getting limited touches, but when he's gotten the ball, the kid's averaging 10 yards a carry. I don't know. I think Irving's still out. I know that I think he'd had a staph infection in his elbow. So, but having a quarterback having somebody like Beavers to back up to come in there and still play consistent football, but having somebody like Solomon Baggett out of the backfield giving you 10+ touchdowns, that's been a really big thing for Gaucher. And I honestly, I didn't think that Gaucher was going to do what they did after they lost to Caden Irving. So hats off to the coaching staff there and to the players for buying in.
Yes, Beavers has stepped up. Like I said, all the players have stepped up there for Gaucher, and they can get their again with a win. They'll get their first region title ever. I don't believe they haven't won I don't believe they won a title.
I want to know I want to talk to you about Ocean Springs with them, the playoffs. They had Mr. 6A 2 years in a row. I think they lost in the first round, then they lost in the second round the first year they had him, and then they lost in the first round. Was it the second round, then the first round? Either way, they lost. They didn't even make it to South State. So I'm just wondering what's going to be different this year with Bramlett back there. Able to get them to South State. They're a phenomenal team. They've got. We were talking about them at work today, and they're just stacked with seniors. That defense is just unbelievable. They play together, and so I'd really like to see Ocean Springs make a big run in the playoffs and really stand behind their record, because people think that the coast ain't got nothing to say. We got to win to say something.
Yes, we do. We have the 7A team, or the big class, which is now 7A. Ocean Springs, I want to say, was the last team that went to state, and they didn't even win. So, now it's 7A. We need somebody to step up in Ocean Springs. They got Will Smith. They got the great quarterback. They got Chapa in there, coming back from injury. But their defense is just stout. And defense wins championships. And, again, Coach Bramlett and company over there are looking good. They'll play a home playoff game the next week. So I'm sure they'll play most of their starters for most of this game, to get the win, over St. Martin. Again, they can't improve the situation, but they don't necessarily want to lose. So it'll be they're on the 14-game regular season home winning streak. They've won 18 straight region games. They're back-to-back region champions. That is the Greyhound. So
that's the first time, isn't it?
Yes, that they've won 3 straight. Yes, that they're 6th overall region title. So, and of course, Picayune wins. They're 16th.
Yeah, what is there? I was getting ready to bring Picayune up. How many district titles they won in a row?
Yeah, Picayune's right there with Ocean Springs. They've won the same amount. They've won.
But they've won back-to-back state championships too. So and that's 5A. So how do you like them? How do you like them in the 6A?
Yeah, Picayune, even like I said with Chris Day, even he's been out, but the next man up, you see Ratcliffe last week, he's a defensive guy, and they start him at running back. I mean, he's run the ball very few times this year, and then he runs 320 yards on George County, who has a pretty good defense. So,
hey, real quick on Picayune, big shout out to DeMonte Waller, All-American. For him to get that, I mean, Dante Dowdle, we all know that's a household name for Picayune and Oregon Ducks, but for DeMonte Waller to get an All-American, I mean, that's just he's been playing in 5A up to his senior year. He goes in 6A and he makes it as an All-American. So in my thing to all kids out there is it doesn't matter what district you play in. You play at that next level. There's no telling what kind of doors are going to open for you. So big shout out to DeMonte Waller and getting the All-American.
Yeah, he's a great defensive player, and he's played some offense too. So Hancock, like I say, they'll have their hands full. They got the win last week over Long Beach, and now they go on the road to Picayune. They already, again, locked up the 4th seed. They're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to have a road playoff game next week. So you want to come out that game healthy, but you also want to come out with some momentum. And Hancock could get the win, even though I have them losing 37-27. There tonight on these Thursday night games. So, yeah, Hancock definitely will have it at Picayune, have their hands full there, with the Maroon Tide. Again, the other games, unfortunately, like I say, it's the last game for West Harrison at Long Beach. Both of them looking for their first region win. Stone, again, Stone has one night. I don't think I'll be looking at the score, but Stone can win, but if Van Cleve doesn't win, Stone, I don't believe, makes it into the playoffs. I think they have to have Van Cleve beat Wayne County, regardless of what Stone does at East Central.
If Van Cleve wins, Van Cleve's already in. That's the thing with Van Cleve. They're either going to be a 3rd seed or a 4th seed. And I know from what I was told, it's just going to depend on whether we're going to go play in Natchez or Brookhaven. So it's really big. I mean, it's big for us, don't get me wrong, but we're in the playoffs. But it's huge for Wayne County. Kudos to them for playing, coming in late the year and winning. I know it's been a tough year for them. So for them to come in and get a big win against Laurel like that and be able to, I mean, as well as I do, it can work out to where they can become a 2 seed. Laurel actually drops down to a 3. But if Laurel wins tonight, they can be a 1st seed.
Yeah. So, I mean, if Laurel wins, the region title goes to the winner between Gaucher and Laurel. So, like I say,
but really, we don't know. We really don't know 1 through 4 in the 5A, and that to me is exciting to go into the last game of the season and really not know what the 1, 2, 3, and 4 are.
True, we have 3 teams in. We're just waiting for the 4th team. We have Laurel, we have Gaucher, and we have Van Cleve in. Stone and Wayne County is that last team in, and really, I don't know. I should have picked maybe Wayne County instead of Van Cleve. Van Cleve's in, and they going to relay, hey, we're in. Wayne County has to win to get in. So I guess I should
Van Cleve needs to win this game. This needs to be everything on the field. And with it being senior night too, but even though we're in, we really need to be. We need momentum. If we win tonight, we'll win 2 out of 3 going into the playoffs. And I don't know a lot about Brookhaven and Natchez and all that, but I've heard they got some pretty good football players up there, and we're gonna have our hands full. But going in there with momentum, Bankley can make some noise. We did it last year in Hattiesburg, and went in there and upset the number 1 seed.
Yes, the Bulldogs certainly did. And I mean, Hunter Parker last week on the post-game show said that they were going to beat Wayne County. So if he said they're going to beat Wayne County, we'll see. There on that part.
Knock on wood.
But I don't know. Do you think that coaches? I don't know if we can get a coach to admit to it or not. To where in that position where you're a 3rd and 4th seed, like Van Cleve, if you win, you're 3rd seed. If you lose, you may be 4th seed. And you look at who your opponent is going to be. Like, okay,
I believe. To me, that'd be like
I
don't know. That'd be like fixing the game. I'm not a firm believer. I mean, people talk about the NFL and this and that. I really think at the end of the day, these coaches are just super competitive. So I can understand kind of what where they would go with this. But some coaches that don't, when the record says what it is, they need those wins. Whether it's a non-regional or regional game, making the playoffs,
Yeah, but looking at, let's say, 7A, I don't know the teams up north, the teams that's 3rd and 4th, say, hey, if we win, we're going to go play at Ocean Springs. Their defense, we lose, we're going to go play Harrison Central or Gulfport. Who do you want to play? I mean, again, they're not going to, you know what I'm saying? I can see them.
I know what you're saying.
Want to try to say, hey, if we win, we play this team. You still got to go out there and play. But yes, Ocean Springs.
Now, I would be more like, I would think more of your 1 seeds that are like locked in, like Ocean Springs. Win or lose, they're in. So if Ocean Springs wanted to play their starters in the first series so they can get their start, and then bring their second and third, guys in there, I can see that. But these guys down here on the lower ends that are your second, third, and fourth seed, there's a lot to play for, and respect too. This is a new district for us, the 5A. So for everybody to come out and fight, and that's what I got to give Gaucher a lot of credit. They really went out here and took on the new division and the new teams and stuff like that, and really put a lot of really showed out. And if they win, they're going to go undefeated in district play. And I don't know if they did that last year with Caton, but any team that can go undefeated in district play, I mean that says a lot.
Yes, that is to go undefeated there. Again, we go back around to Biloxi and Diveville. Who do you like in that game? I don't know if you're familiar with either team, but I know Diveville.
I'm a little biased with Biloxi. William Lai plays there. Him and my son played 77 last year with Coach Bailey. And so I grew to William Lai. He's a phenomenal player, very underrated. Doesn't get talked about a lot, but he's really a really good ball player. He's been playing running back, and I know he plays safety. So I really like to see William get in there and get the win. But Iberville's they're like all of us. It's been kind of scratching and clawing to find an identity and winning the big games to keep themselves in it.
Yes, they took care of St. Martin last week pretty handily. They went up there and beat Wayne County at Wayne County. I didn't pick them to win that game. Wayne County's at home. And now we got Biloxi, who last week was playing at home, pretty good at home. But yet I did think Harrison Central would go in there and get that win. But Biloxi blocked that extra point in overtime to get the win. Now they go to Iberville, and again, a win and in situation in that Indians at the Iberville game. And I know some of the comments are popping up about Irvin should play tonight for Gaucher, and that's good because you want to get them in there. They're in the playoffs. They're going to play a home playoff game next week. You want to get them in there to get some reps. That is Irvin for Gaucher will be playing tonight. So, and you can see in the background is Wayne, play-by-play. He calls Stone games, but he's here with me tonight. Stone will be live streaming tonight their game at East Central there at 7 o'clock as we have about 10 minutes here before we go on the air on that 103.1 and on Bulldog Live as I'm up at Jones as the Bulldogs have to win tonight to make the playoffs. 6th ranked in the nation going against the 10th ranked in the nation, Jones. The winner's in, the loser's out. So this game here tonight, the last Thursday night game, the last regular season game in JUCO football, and a lot of coach players. You know that.
Dale Bilbo, Oscar Hampton, yeah.
So they're here tonight, ready to go. Last week.
Well, I mean, not to be biased, but who are you picking on that game? Who do you like?
Well, there you go. Oh, and this game here tonight it's always the Bulldogs. So but Jones is banged up. Jones is always tough. They beat them last year. Bulldogs beat them last year to make the playoffs and lost to East Mississippi last year in round 1. But yeah, here tonight as I'll turn around and both teams are as Gulf Coast. I don't know if the cameras and I don't know if you can see it. I can't see my camera.
There you go. I can see it now.
Yeah, I had it down. So you can see him out there warming up, and the clock is down to 39 minutes till game time. So that means we got 9 minutes before we go on the air. So we're going to be ending this live stream here soon on this special Thursday night football. It's odd with the bingo's at
I know.
Place.
Everybody's been. I had some people. I was like, "Hey, I've got football tonight." They're like, "What do you mean it's not Friday night?" And I said, "Well," and to kind of light and talk on that, it's been really hard to keep referees. And I was reading a little statistic that they just in Illinois, they have like over 1,000 referees short. So it's been really tough with these games and getting referees to come out here and coach, and come out here and call these games where they've actually had to move the schedule around to where we're going to have Thursdays and for this game. And, it's tough to have to do it like that. But if that's what it's got to take to get these games played, then, and I think you had said that the 4A, the 4A is a lot bigger than the 5, 6, and 7As.
Yes, they already started playoffs. They have more teams, so they have another week of playoffs. So I said they play tomorrow night. Their games, like I mentioned earlier, Lanier at Poplarville, Richland at Pass Christian, Bayhigh at Macomb. That's 4A. St. Stanislaus will host Crystal Springs. That's 3A, and one team in 1A. That's Resurrection hosting French Camp Academy. Those are tomorrow night's games, 7 o'clock kickoff. And then next week, all the games will be back on Friday. It'll be all the playoffs. So I'm hoping, that obviously the coast teams in the other playing tomorrow night in the playoffs win. All game predictions are on the Facebook page, Gulf Coast High School Football. And you see the I don't know.
Panthers over Rebels. I saw that. I got the Panthers over Rebels.
Okay, I'm thinking I'm catching up.
Yeah.
I'm catching up.
Pascagoula over George County.
Yeah. Which, hey, Pascagoula's been playing. They're at home, and they do have a live stream. You catch it on YouTube or on Facebook. So that's coming up on 7 o'clock. So appreciate it.
Did you already do the predictions for the 4A playoffs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, they're on the Facebook page, and then I'll do it tomorrow on Twitter. But yes, I have Poplarville winning over Lanier 46-15. Pass Christian winning over Richland 39-14. Macomb, unfortunately, is going to beat Bayhigh. I hope Bayhigh wins, but they're going to Macomb. Macomb's 10-0, 5-0. They've won 17 straight regular season games.
Wow.
So they're pretty good, Macomb. But hey, Bayhigh has a chance with the players they have and the coach.
How about Pass Christian? We went and played them in the Jamboree, and I was really surprised. And it was a close game, but man, they really balled out this year. Like, it was a surprise to see them go out there and really turn out. So big shout out to Pass Christian for having a really good season.
Yeah, with their new head coach, I mean they are doing good. Then we have St. Stanislaus. I have them beating Crystal Springs 34-16, and then Resurrection should beat French Camp Academy 38-18. That's tomorrow night's games. And again, you can tag us on Twitter at Coast Football with the game updates tonight for the high school games. And like I say, we're fixing to be calling the game here for Gulf Coast. So we're going.
Well, I'm gonna sign off with you.
Yes,
I'm gonna sign off with you. You have a great night, and I hope y'all get the W just like we do, and hope for a good game, and hope everybody has a good Thursday night, and looking forward to an extra night tomorrow night.
Yes, and the seniors enjoy the night tonight, especially those who won't play again. So enjoy it tonight. So appreciate it, Jason, from Van Cleve, and good luck to the Bulldogs. Beat Wayne County, that is. So.
All right, brother. Y'all be good up there.
Joining us. We'll catch you tomorrow.
Thank y'all. Y'all have a good evening.